welcome to the Digital Edge.
Great to be here.
Today we're jumping straight into a really powerful story. It's about building something significant, well, basically from the ground up.
We're looking at Flash Express, right? How Komson Lee, the founder, kind of navigated some serious early struggles.
Exactly, to create this thriving business in digital commerce. We've pulled insights from places like Tiger, Bangkok Post, Backscoop, Vizolgi.
Even Reddit and an academic paper, yeah. It gives a pretty rounded picture.
And what makes it compelling for our listeners, I think, is seeing that journey from really humble beginnings to huge success and the lessons you can actually take away.
Absolutely. And Komson Lee's background is, well, central to it all. Born into a poor family, that drive to improve things for them wasn't just a wish. It really shaped everything.
You can see that entrepreneurial spark early on, working in a grocery shop, selling goods during college, making maybe $274 a month. Small start, but it shows that hustle.
Right. And then he moved into property sales, even freight forwarding. That last one's key.
So he wasn't totally new to logistics.
Not at all. He actually ran a firm shipping stuff to Japan, China, the U.S. So he had, real hands-on experience with how that industry works.
Okay, so here's the turning point. He sees the e-commerce boom happening in China.
Uh-huh. And that's what sparked the idea. Let's do this in Thailand. So 2017, he launches.
And that launch phase sounds incredibly intense, sleeping like 4 hours a day.
Yeah, the Backscoop study mentions he even ended up hospitalized for exhaustion. It just shows the sheer grind of those early startup days.
Wow. But what's maybe even more important is his attitude towards failure. He said things like, failures never stopped me.
They let me grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, gave me experiences, brought me to this point. That perspective is, well, it's huge.
Definitely a key takeaway. And it wasn't just pure effort, right? He made smart moves.
Like partnering with DWG, someone with experience from Alibaba, developing Alipay. That digital expertise was vital. You need that tech backbone.
So let's look at the market then. When Flash started, who were the big players in Thailand? Mostly international companies.
Primarily, yeah. And Flash spotted this niche, this specific group, sellers using Facebook, Instagram, Lion.social commerce.
Ah, right. Those platforms were exploding, and maybe the big guys weren't perfectly set up for those smaller, direct-to-consumer sellers.
Exactly. And then came the pricing. This was the big disruptor.
Just under 69 cents or 25 baht for delivery, when others were charging, what, $1.65?
Yeah, around 60 baht. It's a massive difference. And the key to making that work, technology.
Using AI for route planning, right, to cut down on time and fuel.
Precisely. Smart algorithms optimizing everything. That's how they could sustain those low prices early on.
So he put in his own $4 million first, then brought in investors in 2018. Another $4 million.
Correct. From U.S. investors initially. And even then, they were showing efficiency. Backscoop noted they handled about 100 packages a day.
Which was like 40% more than competitors at the time. Pretty impressive.
That kind of efficiency builds momentum fast, and it showed in their market share.
By 2020, just 3 years in, they had 15% of home deliveries in Thailand. That's a serious climb.
And the money kept coming. 2021 saw that huge $150 million Series D plus and E funding round.
Making Flash Group Thailand's first official unicorn, valued over $1 billion.
Yep. And by August 2024, that valuation hit $2.1 billion, handling 700 million parcels a year. Just incredible numbers.
From those tough beginnings to a multi-billion-dollar company in, 7 years?
Yeah.
Amazing. And they didn't just stick to parcels, did they?
No, smart move, they expanded.
Yeah.
Flash logistics for bigger items, Flash money for financial services, becoming more of a complete e-commerce service provider.
Makes sense. And the scale now is huge. Over 1,300 distribution centers.
2 million parcels a day, 15,000 vehicles, that free door-to-door pickup. It's a massive operation.
Plus, they went international. Laos, Malaysia, the Philippines.
And became a top 3 courier in the Philippines pretty quickly. Shows the model works elsewhere.
And Komson Lee's not stopping. Aiming for top 3 in Southeast Asia within 5 years. 10 million parcels a day.
Ambitious goals. And an IPO is the long-term plan, apparently.
So, looking back, what does he say made it work?
Well, he points to a few things. Picking the right growing industry, finding that specific niche, building a good team, obviously, getting investor support.
And having the right mindset across the company. Technology was crucial too, right? Those developers in China.
Absolutely. 300 tech developers. Plus, offering those free digital tools to merchants that builds loyalty and helps the sellers succeed too.
And that aggressive pricing. sustained by tech and expanding into rural areas for faster delivery everywhere.
Right. And sticking to those prices even when fuel costs rose, looking into EVs and alternative fuels, that shows commitment.
No journey like this is completely smooth. Here were those reports in 2023, staff issues, warehouse problems.
Yeah, there were reports. Flash Express basically said these were isolated incidents, partly due to huge volume increases from new partnerships, and that they were hiring rapidly to cope. Standard growing pains, perhaps, but something they had to address.
And that academic study you mentioned, looking at improving last-mile delivery at one specific center.
Right, in Nakhon saw one. It found, typical operational challenges, route planning could be better, communication issues, tech glitches, things that crop up when you scale fast.
But they applied those lean techniques. ECRS, eliminate, combine, rearrange, simplify.
Exactly. And they got real results, cut operational time significantly, reduced non-deliveries. It just highlights that need for constant improvement, even when you're flying high.
Yeah, because the market doesn't stand still.
Yeah.
We saw data showing how market share shifted. Flash grew fast, but new competitors like J&T, Shopee Express also jumped in.
It's a very competitive space now, which reinforces Lee's point about needing to adapt and innovate constantly. You can't rest.
So wrapping up, Kamsan Lee's journey with Flash Express.
Yeah.
It really is a powerful story of resilience, smart strategy, and using tech effectively, overcoming those initial hurdles to build something huge.
Definitely offers valuable lessons, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Well, with e-commerce and logistics evolving so fast, what other traditional industries might be ready for a similar shakeup? Disrupted by determined people with a clear vision and a real focus on the customer.
That's a fantastic thought to leave with. Thank you for joining us on The Digital Edge.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring.